Alright folks, we are going to get started with the show, and of course welcome to the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair right here in beautiful Toronto, Ontario, and welcome to the Animal Theatre. My name is James. My wife over there, Shauna, will be both handling the birds here today. We represent a facility called the Canadian Raptor Conservatory. Our home base is right near Port Dover, Ontario, which is roughly a 2-hour drive southwest of Toronto on the beautiful north shore of Lake Erie. This show is part of our educational wing. We try to educate the public on what these birds are and, of course, how they fit into our natural, wonderful world. A couple show rules. If a bird flies by, we just ask you don't reach out and touch it. If a bird lands beside you, we ask you don't turn around and give our bird a big hug. First bird in the show is going to be a bird if you do any driving in the Toronto area along the Gardiner Expressway. You've seen this species of hawk before. They quite often sit on our lampposts. They sit on our, on our fence posts. You often see them sitting on an Ontario road sign as you're driving by on the Gardiner Expressway QEW. Quite a common bird to see. And I think Shauna's getting herself in the right spot up there. This is a very special bird to us, one of the first birds I personally ever trained. And you're going to see what species it is as soon as he opens up his wings, because he has the most beautiful tail. Let's see if we can get this guy over here. Come on over here, buddy. He's looking around. This guy is a veteran of many, many shows. And every time he comes out, he's a little bit out. He has to look around first and make sure he gets his bearings. Here he comes. And if you look very closely as he glides down, oh, there he goes. Dropped his food right over the other side. And you folks can probably see him quite well. He has a beautiful brick red tail. This is none other than a species of hawk called a red-tailed hawk. The hawk quite often seen along the sides of our highways. And I said this is a very special bird. Here's why. April 2023, April 23rd, matter of fact, this bird actually turned 35 years old. I guess the obvious question, how long does a red-tailed hawk actually live? We're not quite sure. We're hoping into his late 40s. We see people say an average age of about 30 or so. We've surpassed that. And I think with this guy, what's very important is we keep him active. More activity in his life keeps him healthy, keeps him nice and fit. Now, if you were to get on the Trans-Canada Highway and drive south, or if you were to drive east or west from Toronto, to the east coast, to the west coast, you'd find this species in every stop along the way. We're right here in southern Ontario. This bird actually here he comes, all right. Just a little bit over the fence post there. Perfect, all right. The trip of southern Ontario, we're the only place in Canada that keeps our red-tailed hawks year-round. Every other population in Canada migrates south for the winter months. All head south for the winter. We keep our red tails. A matter of fact, we get more red tails. We get the northern birds that come south. His eyes got really dark. Matter of fact, red-tailed hawks add a little bit of color to their eyes every year of their life. If you saw him up close, you'll notice his eyes are dark chestnut brown. Anybody ever heard that call before in a television show or a movie? Well, believe it or not, that's the call of a red-tailed hawk. No other bird in the world makes that call. Hollywood uses it for a lot of other birds, but actually it's a territorial call of a red tail. While Sean is getting our next bird out, birds of prey, they have some key characteristics. These characteristics separate them from most other bird species. Number one characteristic, all birds of prey have a hook on their beak. Number two, all birds of prey have talons, and talons are essentially super sharp toenails. All birds of prey are carnivores. This means they feed off of other animals, they eat meat. So the definition of a bird of prey, a meat-eating bird that seizes or grabs its prey with its feet. The hook beak is a utensil. It allows them to tear food into little small pieces, so of course they can swallow it. Now some of you in the back row for this next bird, you might have to squint a little bit, because this is the smallest bird in our program. This is the smallest falcon species found in Canada. And I'm going to ask you, many of you will know its slang name, so put up your hand if you've ever heard of a bird called a sparrowhawk before. Anybody? Okay, lots of sparrowhawk lovers out there. So this bird's not a hawk, actually a falcon. From their eyes, if you look, Sean's going to do one pass with you guys so you can see her up close because he's such a small bird. And I'm going to bring out a bird that you're not going to find right here in southern Ontario. It comes from a little bit farther south. So if you go home tonight, and this guy's sitting in your backyard, standing in your back tree, maybe sitting on your balcony, this bird definitely followed you home from the Royal, because this bird comes from a little bit farther south. Okay, let me get this guy out. His name actually is Dowdy. Let's get Dowdy out. There you go. And Dowdy actually is a species of hawk, folks, called a Harris hawk. And where you find a Harris hawk is in the deserts of the southwestern United States and Mexico. So places like Texas, Arizona, Southern California, and the deserts of Mexico itself would be the home range for this beautiful hawk species. And also a very complicated bird for us to work with in an indoor setting like this. See if I can get this guy out. And I'll explain why he's a little bit more complicated than some of the others. Just a second here. There we go. So most birds of prey species rely on eyesight only, meaning their eyes are visual creatures. This bird has an added advantage. He not only has really good eyesight, he has exceptional hearing. So here's the problem inside. I am speaking on a microphone. Good old Jack here can see me and go, oh yeah, there's James over there. The problem is my voice is coming out of the rafters. So I'm almost in two places at the same time. So he has to be able to figure this out. Usually takes a minute to be able to do that. Oh, he's actually right on today. Very good. This is Jack. Jack is a species of owl called a great horned owl, named for those ear tufts that stand right on top of his head. Okay, so powerful hunter, folks. When you're looking at this bird right here, you're looking at one of the strongest bird of prey species on this planet. This bird's grip strength is twice as strong as mine. About 450 psi at the tips of those talons. Super strong for its size. Also, you're looking at its best feature, camouflage. Imagine this bird sitting up against a pine tree, against a maple tree, against a birch tree. He is designed to disappear into his environment. Now, great horned owls have a wide range of prey. In the deserts, mixed forest, you can find them, let me see, mountains. You can find them in pine forests, you can find them in the prairies, you can find them in subarctic Canada. They're found in all these different habitats, but they rely on hearing, eyesight, camouflage, and strength to be able to overcome a wide range of prey. You guys want to know their favorite dinner? Check this out. This bird's favorite dinner is an animal that is black and white in color. Sometimes we smell it before we see it. Has a very convenient landing strip running right down the center of its back and down its tail. This bird's favorite dinner, I'm sure you can put all those hints together and notice well, his favorite dinner actually is a skunk. And I know you're thinking that skunks have a defense mechanism. How does this bird get around it? He doesn't have to. He has no sense of smell. So if he took a blast from a skunk, what would happen to him? How about he wouldn't give a hoot? Is that a good answer? Just gonna get a little bit more food for this guy. There you go. I'm going to put another glove on. I'm going to put 2 gloves on for this guy and a glove with 4 layers of leather, twice as big as the other glove lengthwise, because this bird is twice as big as any other bird in the show here today. All right. Iconic bird right here in North America. You can find this species no other place in this world, on this planet, than right here in North America. The trick to finding this bird, though, is you have to be near water. This is a bird that hunts waterfowl. This is a bird that catches fish. So, right here on the coastline of Lake Ontario, you can actually see this species. Matter of fact, I have seen bald eagles along, oh, he's going to stick Avenge here a little bit. You can see, I've seen bald eagles up in the Toronto Highlands. I've seen bald eagles actually right around the Leslie Street Spit, not too far from where we're standing. Now, this particular bird's name is Bruce. Bruce, there you go. Bruce actually is an 11-year-old male bald eagle. And I bet you the first thing you guys are noticing, he actually has feathers on his head. Who named him a bald eagle? Here's what happened. Many years ago, when this species was named, we spoke a little bit different language. We spoke something called Old English. In Old English, Bald or piebald, actually an old horse term, meaning white mark on the face. They shortened that to bald, so essentially his name, species name, means white mark on the face. He has a completely white face, a white head, white tail. This bird is 2 meters across, 6.5 feet from wingtip to wingtip, and actually weighs about 3.2 kilograms, about 7 pounds. That's all this bird weighs. A female would be substantially larger than the male, just like with the Harris hawk we had out a few birds ago. Now, remembering that bald eagles have not had an easy ride in the last 100 years, 1980 in Ontario, this bird is a highly endangered species, 0 nests in the southern part of our province. 2009, this bird was taken off the endangered species list, doing quite well again. And what happened in that short period of time? We got control of our industrial pollutions, lead, mercuries, pesticides flowing into our waterways that affected their food source. And we started seeing bald eagles return to some places that haven't been for decades. So next time you're out on the water in Ontario, have a look for the bald eagle. Quite a prominent sight to see on the larger lakes, rivers of Ontario, including right here on the north shore of Lake Ontario, right here in Toronto, Ontario.